Alright, what's going on YouTube? I thought I'd make another video that doesn't require sitting in the driveway. Kind of a more of a little formal setting here. But I'm making a video about don't buy aftermarket cam bolts. I made this mistake and I have some comparisons of why you shouldn't. So this is a aftermarket cam bolt, and this is a factory cam bolt. I got off another S10. I kind of cleaned them up, but some of the differences within these cam bolts. Let me just take this nut off, get these washers off of here. Some of the differences with these is the length in them. This is the factory and this is the aftermarket. And to put them on, I had to use a whole bunch of washers. I had to use 4 washers because they were hitting my shock on my S10. I have the 2.5-inch rough country suspension lift. So that kind of gives you an idea. It was not the factory Bilstein shocks that come on the S10 ZR2. It was the rough country 2.5-inch lift. These were hitting the shock, like the post where it mounts on. So I had to use the washer to space them out. So when I was taking the bolt off, it had the nut. This is the nut here. It had rounded off the threads on the bolt. And I was just taking it off. These are made out of a cheaper like pop metal. I paid $60, $40 for them, and $20 for shipping off Amazon, and they're just junky. I got these from Parts S10. I cleaned them up. This is the washer that came on the aftermarket. You can tell how these are a D shaped, and this one is just completely rounded off. They're made out of a cheap pop metal. They are about half the thickness. The nuts are also different. It's a thinner nut. This is the nut on the aftermarket. This is the factory. They spun off on me and they just kind of broke. The washers did, and you can't align the truck when they're like this. That prevents them from doing what they were designed to do. I think the neighbor's getting ready to mow, so I want to wrap this up. But don't do what I did and bought aftermarket on anything for camber bolts for the upper control arm. Buy the OEM ones from the dealer or find some off a parts vehicle, because these ones are more sturdier. They're built better. They're more solid than these cheaper Chinese made camber bolts. So don't do what I did and get the actual factory ones. That's just a little video I just thought I'd make on these. These are also not round either. I looked at these ones that are factory and they're round, and these are just kind of all over the place as well. They kind of like wave around and stuff, and they're not symmetrical. So this is my video on do not buy camber bolts that are aftermarket. Buy the OEM ones. Don't do the same mistake I did, guys. Take care. Have a good evening. Thank you for watching YouTube.